Veterans Program itself and the initiative, it's really the military services personnel, because it's not just veterans, it's anyone who's a connection. Is a relatively new program. It's been actually up and running a good 2 to 3 months now with caseloads and people participating. And there was a few months of startup beforehand and planning process. And the reason we brought it on was because there was an unmet need, and we thought that we had some expertise and also the availability to combine multiple levels of services for this population to not replace but to enhance other opportunities that might be out there. So that's when we started our program.
There is a great need for services for veterans and military personnel, because there's over 240,000 residing in Long Island alone, which is only second only to San Diego nationally. So there's a lot of need here.
The capacity is actually a flowing capacity, because as we get more people, we are able to expand to meet the need. So we don't have to be a limited provider. So that's really fortunate. And because we also operate under OASIS certification and we also have some OMH licensed programs, it gives us greater flexibility to meet the need where the veteran or military service personnel or family member comes in.
Currently on my caseload, we have a broad range of individuals. You know, we serve combat veterans, we serve non-combat veterans, we serve veterans from all different eras. And you know, it doesn't matter what their length of service was or their discharge status. You know, they're entitled to the treatments.
25 years ago, if you went for help, it just didn't seem like it was out there. There wasn't a whole lot of people, you know, looking to put you into treatment services, or even the VA wasn't as strong and capable of helping with the mental health issues or substance abuse issues, or they hadn't even accepted that these were the kind of problems that veterans would have.
You know, particularly here in Long Island, there's no military bases, so and we have a huge Guard and Reserve component out here. There's one VA hospital and 2 veteran centers. So I think what happens is after multiple deployments, military personnel come home and they don't have the camaraderie that they felt within their unit, and it's difficult for them to access resources.
It's a great option that we have, and that's actually something that we've been able to partnership well with the VA, because the VA has a limited amount of beds for a limited amount of space and time, whereas Phoenix House is able to operate under OASIS regulation, and we have different options, and we have options of intensive residential care, we have options of a community residence level of care, and what that would mean to the general public is different levels of care means different level of needs.
You know, veterans just need more resources, and we work together with the VA actually, and you know, we as military personnel come into the program here, we want them to access all the benefits that they're entitled to. We make sure that they get registered with the VA, get any medical care, any other care that they can get there.
We're happy that we can offer a full range of medical services. They're going to get a full physical coming in the door. They're going to, you know, access any medical services they need during the time that they're participating in Phoenix House.
Additionally, not all servicemen and women, you know, want to access the VA for a number of reasons, whether it's accessibility, whether they're still working in the police force or in the fire department, and you know, they're concerned about having a diagnosis on their record for issues of confidentiality.
And so you were loath to attempt to go into treatment, and when you did they offer you specialized services, gender responsive services, veteran-specific services? I think that inasmuch as being a part of a program where anyone can participate, it's nice to have a part of that population that can identify specifically with what you've been through.
We also have the capability to serve veterans of any discharge status. Plenty of good soldiers are discharged from the military with a less than honorable discharge, often substance use related, so of course we're going to offer services to them. And we also have a much broader capability to serve family members, you know, with or without the veteran. In no way do we try to replace the VA. You know, we're not a hospital. And you know, we really saw this as an opportunity to work with the VA and sort of fill the gaps that you know we have that with what they have, and vice versa. So, and it's actually been a very great experience working with the Northport VA, and so you know, it's a very collaborative experience actually.
Another element is the vocational services. When we talk about coming into a program here on Long Island or in the city, you can actually access our vocational services direct track in Brooklyn. The cosmetology services, they'll be available to individuals who wanted to get a makeover, say. So through those in training and those who are living in the program or coming into our program from outpatient, they can access the services, the cosmetology services. We have a vocational track that includes building maintenance, office assistant, carpentry, masonry, culinary arts. And so through all of those things, you are, you know, assured that there's a track, there's something that you can do. You can translate your services, your skills, to workable, usable services, and that's an important thing. And from here on Long Island or in New York City.
Phoenix House does offer different treatment opportunities, but there's also an access level because of how we function, and that if someone truly does not have an ability to pay for treatment, that does not exclude them from treatment at Phoenix House. It's important to know that there are care levels out there, whether it's through the VA or not, that there are all different levels of care, and that if you're going through a financial difficulty, don't use that as the excuses not to get the help, because we will not turn you away for inability to pay.
What I like most about working with veterans who come through Phoenix House is I really have the opportunity to work with each person as an individual and really get to know them and their story, and we have the flexibility here to be able to make a treatment very, very individualized, and you know, to me that's a gift.